Some people like to say, oh, the families are broken up. It's the system. It's the white man. It's his lifestyle. It's him. He conquered over us and took our power. Well, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Like, hold yourself accountable for what the fuck you're doing. So we have to understand, if you steady pointing the finger and focus on something else, then you're missing the point. You're giving your power away. What can you do to make the change? So some people will be like, well, if the system's here, your woman has a place to go. What is the system doing? When the woman runs to the so-called system, what is the system doing for her? Providing and protecting. So therefore, it's holding you accountable, saying you need to get your shit together. Men, you need to, if you're the leaders, right? Men's supposed to be the leaders of his household. That means you have to be the leader. Get your shit together. That means you cannot be disrespect a woman. Yes, there is a certain time and place where you would be able to disrespect a woman and she had to put up with it because she ain't have nowhere to go. But now it's changing. The system is here holding you accountable and saying, look, if you don't get your shit together, I'm going to take your girl. Your girl going to come over here with me. That's what it is. Yes, we can look at it in all different ways and different perspectives and different forms, but what about this perspective? But I know one thing that the devil don't like is the truth. The devil don't like the truth. The devil don't want to hear that. The devil don't want to engage in that. The devil is too busy causing chaos and confusion. So, when it comes to people wanting to blame so-called white supremacy and the system because of the broken families, I understand it. But at some point, we have to take accountability. At some point, we have to figure out, what is it? How I look at the family structure, the man leads, he protects, he provides. The woman reproduces, she nurtures, and she nurtures. So, when it comes to the family structure and how we have been broken, and we don't even have that, let alone that, other than we don't have the tribes and the villages, not even communities like that in this system. We have to figure out, well, what's the solution? Is the solution to point the finger and to blame someone else? Or is it to look at yourself and take accountability and say, look, man, what can I do to make this better? And for me, I know women are smart. I know women be led. But I look at men as leaders as well. And when it comes to masculine and feminine, women bring their own power to the situation and men bring their own power to the situation. Right. Accountability is key. If you don't take accountability, don't listen to nobody that's telling you don't take accountability because of, somebody else and this and that. That's no solution to the problem. That's not a fucking solution. So, gotta take accountability. If you continuously point the finger, you're missing the point. I know you heard it, and that's true. That's facts. You continuously point the finger, that's not a solution. A solution is to take accountability and figure out what you can do to better your life. And how I look at this situation is, at one point we were in a family dynamic. And men were so into like wars and going out and killing each other that broke up the families as well. A lot of even white families didn't have fathers in the household because they were so busy going out killing each other, trying to conquer over this land. This was a thing. And it dates back to Africa. If you want to believe, and I do believe, if there's anything else that is higher than this, then bring to the table. But from my knowledge, even white people believe that every human came from Africa. So if we all come from Africa, then the source, the start of everything is in Africa. So yes, there's some balance. But when it comes to hierarchy, when it comes to wars, that was in Africa before the so-called white man even came into this realm of life, because from what I understand, even white people say, they were stuck in caves and they came and, this happens. So I do believe, even though, like I said, I'm open to more knowledge, I do believe that white people came from black people. Meaning that we are all the same. We're just the melanated gene was weakened over time and for certain situations because of the environment. That's what I think. And I do like how Babaji explains, slavery was already in Africa before the European came and did all that shit. And therefore, I do believe that African people are not, people act like, oh, well, white people came and, bullied African people and took all their, kidnapped people. African people is not weak like that. How can you, I don't think that. I don't think it's weak. I believe that there are certain people in Africa that captured other tribes that they didn't like. This is a part of their conquering shit. They put them in lockdown. And this is happening all around the world anyways. But and they made a trade with the European to say, look, take these motherfuckers off our land so that I can be able to do what the fuck I'm doing over here. Oh, you're going to give me some things? Or you're going to give me some guns? You're going to give me these things? Okay, we can trade. I'll give you these people that I don't want, and you give me whatever the hell you're going to give. So that's what I believe. So when I look at the family dynamic, and I'm recording this too, so I'm going to put it on YouTube. But when I look at the family dynamic, I look at it like at a certain time, men were overpowering women to a point where a man will beat a woman's ass. A man feel like he can disrespect a woman and do all these things to a woman, and the woman didn't have no power. There are certain times women couldn't even go out and do certain things. You just got to stay at the house. The woman was basically the man's slave, or you want to call owner or whatever. So the woman was had to bow down to the man, or she would get her ass whooped. This is how I look at it. The man started feeling like he can disrespect the woman, not valuing the woman for what she does bring to the table and her power. And the woman came up for that because there was less men in the household, even in white families. The woman was like, look, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity. I have to go out and fend for myself. The husband died out in war. Now I'm going to have to put food on the table myself. These things happen as a collective where women started getting more empowered, and it's still happening right now in other countries. So some countries still have it where the man is the lead of the household, which it should be, but it should be in a righteous way. It shouldn't be unbalanced in that, to where a man says, oh, you didn't do this, so I'm gonna beat your ass. No, women don't have to put up with that now. Yeah, we have the system now in America that says, in America, even though there's good and bad and everything, America still looks at things like, they call themselves a free country. Even though it may still have some glitches and all this shit, this is what they was thinking. Even though, all these other things could come into play. I'm just looking at it from this perspective right now. We could talk about all different types of ways of looking at it. But look, at one point, the man was like that, and he became unbalanced. He became too disrespectful. And the system became into play to where now, yes, the woman don't need a man. They don't need a man to provide for her. She can go out and work for herself. She don't need a man to protect her because she can just call the police. Not saying this is the best way to live life, but this is what's happening right now. So a woman don't need a man per se, but naturally she does. So that's naturally going to happen anyways, because if a woman didn't need a man at all and really believe that, then we wouldn't be reproducing. We wouldn't have we would die out as a human being. And that's not going to happen right now. So for me, I believe this so-called chaos brings balance. And it's crazy I'm even saying this right now, because chaos do bring balance. It may look chaotic at this point, but eventually it's going to come to balance. So what I believe is that as a woman don't need a man right now, but she really do, she can now choose the right man. And if that man decides to beat her ass, or do anything disrespectful to her, then she can leave his fucking ass because she don't really need you. So truthfully, she's going to choose a man that she respects and that respects her. This brings balance to the family. So for me as a man, if you are a man and you are the so-called the head or the leader of the family, if you don't get your shit together, the woman's not going to follow that. So for you to say don't take accountability, it's the white man, you're just giving your power to the white man. Oh, no, the women are devils. Well, ain't she a reflection of you? Why don't you have your shit together? Focus on getting your shit together, the woman will follow. If you fucking with a woman that you feel like you got to beat the white man out of, there's something wrong with you. You're not loving yourself. So, let me see what y'all say. European history. Christianity brought the bow down stuff here. The white people here are not even white. They are just less melanated. Right. Everybody's melanated. Some is less melanated. Some is more melanated. So it's not even about that. But melanin does give you a connection. It's a connection source. So it does make you feel more. So you're going to try to do things in a certain way. But it's like power. So you can use that power because there's melanin in our organs. There's melanin in everyone. But you can use that power. Ooh, dang, that made me think of some things about melanin. Because white people have neuromelanin, which is in the brain. That's how you think. But anyways, you can use that power for, good or bad. But it's very powerful. So that means that more melanated people need to be righteous and need to watch how they use their energies. Because it's like the heads of humanity. From what I read in history, a lot of white people learned their shit from black people. And they cultivated into their own ways and taught their own people or whatever. And even building this country, white people needed black people to be able to do that. For one, they can't stay out in the sun that long. Anyways, so that's just how I feel. And if you want to bring structure and order to the family, the man needs to get his shit together. If the black man don't have his shit together, yes, the woman has a whole system that provides and protects. So on another perspective, this system kind of makes it so men got to get their shit together. I understand in different ways. I don't even agree to the system in a lot of ways. But if we look at it on another perspective, it's like, look, you got to get your shit together because if not, she can go right to the system and get what she needs out of it. Right, women follow when they are led properly. That's a fact. So therefore, the men as leaders need to get their shit together. Like, that just makes all the way sense. So if you have a man that's a leader that don't want to take accountability and say, well, I'm fucked up and I do fucked up shit because of this white man. Well, then go be with the white man. Like, you're like, who is the white man? So is the white man your leader or are you your leader? You know what I'm saying? So I don't like pointing the finger. I don't like that. That just comes into a lot of black leaders that I was researching back in the day. I'm like, where's the solution? The white devil this, white devil that. But what's the solution for you? How are we going to be able to make yourself better? Like, I'm not, when you keep saying the white man, you're making me focus on that. Like, come on now, let's focus on how we can be better and righteous within ourselves. That's how I think. Yeah, and there's something called pheomelanin, which is red hair. White people have red hair, but they have a lot of neuromelanin, which is in the brain, and it's a little different than regular eumelanin, which is in the skin. Yeah, okay, I'll look up the Quakers. Yeah, so I was over there on that panel and I say, like, I have a couple pages, so I'm going to come right back. But they muting the straight truth. Okay, you don't want me to speak over there because you're in your feelings about something that don't matter. Like, we talking about how we can better ourselves as a community, as people. You want to shut bitches up when women are very, very, very intelligent. And to downplay their intelligence is why we got to this place in the first place. To be on them is why we got to this place in the first place. because the men wasn't being righteous. So the woman's like, well, shit, I can do that shit in a better way. So, yeah, you got to get our stuff together. And women are supposed to hold their man accountable. Like, you know, and I understand women have to hold themselves accountable too. Like, yes, you know, we disrespect men and stuff like that. Probably because we've been disrespected. But look, I don't want to make excuses for it. You know, we have to respect a man and this and that. But if a man's being unrighteous, we're here to put that order in there too, though. So, you know, it has to be a balance. Women bring shit to the table too. This is why we are right like we are. Why we have this feminist movement. Because men are disrespecting women. And they don't value the woman as they should. So the woman's doing whatever she thinks, you know, she's supposed to do. Like, oh, I can be a man too. That's unbalanced as well. But, you know, it's just how society is, where we feel like we're going to and then not only that, we just kind of pushed to do that. If the man ain't in the household, the man ain't doing righteous in the household, we're going to have to, we're going to take that place because we got fucking children to raise. So, yeah, man. They don't want to, and then it's so weird when you be like, oh, you know, come up, and then you don't want to hear what the woman got to say. You want to shut her up. This is the problem. That is a problem. Because we're at this point, like we're at a point where we have to figure out, you know, what it is that we need to do. Therefore, we have to be able to come together. Come together means respect each other, communicate. Okay, not just be like, oh, you don't need a man. All right, that's a point. Now, what's the woman's point? Talk back and forth. Because right now, we're damn near on even playing grounds. I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you. So now let's go. Let's start from there. How can we mend that shit between us? And how can we become together more? If that's what you truly want. You say you want to help the community, you want to help the people, and you want to help the families, but you can't even hear a woman out on why she's even doing what she's doing. Oh, now it's the white man, it's the this, it's the that. Okay. Then now what? The white man did this, now what? What else can we do? But at the end of the day, the solution will be to come down and come to an agreement and hear each other out. Not point the finger, not talk about this. Take accountability for what you do and be like, this is how I am. As a man, this is how I will be, and this is how I think that things should go. And then the woman will speak, well, this is how I think things should go. You know, and it's just like having a dialogue. Like, the whole thing, even with the community, is that we're not able to come together. Unity. We need unity to even have a community. We need unity in the household so that we can each respect each other for what we bring to the table. Women are very strong, and for a man to devalue her, it's fucked up. And now we have a system to back us up. Back in a certain time, we didn't have none of that. So we had to put up with the dumb shit. Now we don't have to put up with it. And it's a reason for that. It's a reason why we don't have to put up with that shit no more. Because now we can hold the men accountable. Like, no, you're going to treat me right. You're not going to do that shit that was happening at that time. They always want to shut up our vibration because our voices will vibrate to the love chakra. That's a fact. Peace.
Hey, peace. You know, we really do have a really big mission in this lifetime.